Lesson 1.1, Evaluating Expressions! A variable is a letter used to represent a number or a set of numbers. In this lesson, we will look at variables that equal only one number. For example, we might say x equals 6. That means that every time you see x, you can replace x with 6. An algebraic expression is an expression with variables. For example, we might say, evaluate 7x when x equals 3. 7x is an algebraic expression. To solve, we replace the x with 3 since x is equal to 3. So we get 7 times x, which is 7 times 3, and we know that 7 times 3 equals 21. So 21 is your answer to this problem. Remember, when there's no operation between the number and the variable, we multiply. Also remember that the number before the variable, when we are multiplying, is called the coefficient. So here we have the algebraic expression 7x. So our coefficient in the expression 7x is 7, since 7 is multiplied with x. So again, this is our coefficient. Make sure to work vertically, so each step is below the previous step, and to box your final answer. Let's try another example. Evaluate p minus 1/2 when p equals 3/4. We substitute 3/4 in for p since we see p equals 3/4, and we get 3/4 minus 1/2. This is an excellent time to review how to add and subtract fractions. First, you make a common denominator, so our denominators here are the 4 and the 2. Those are our denominators. So we find a common denominator, and since 4 is a multiple of both 2 and 4, our common denominator is going to be 4. So our first fraction already has a denominator of 4, so this stays 3/4. And our second fraction needs to be multiplied by 2 on the top and the bottom. So we're just going to go to the side here and say 1/2, which is our fraction here, multiplied by 2/2 equals, remember we multiply fractions across the top, so 1 times 2 on the numerator is 2, over 2 times 2 in the denominator equals 4, so our new fraction becomes 2/4. And 2/4 is equal to 1/2, which is what our original fraction was, so we want to make sure that's still equal to our original fraction. Also remember from previous math classes that you can multiply any fraction by the same number on the top or the bottom, which is the same as multiplying 1/2 by 2/2, because 2/2 is equal to 1. So we're actually just multiplying the fraction by 1. Now that we have two fractions with the same denominator, we can go back to our original expression. So we have 3/4 minus 2/4, which is the same as our original 3/4 minus 1/2. And we get 3 minus 2 is 1/4. So our answer is 1/4, and we box our answer. Let's try one more example with expression and exponents. So evaluate x cubed when x equals 4. We substitute 3 in for x, and now we have x cubed becomes 4 to the third. The big number, the 4, is the base of the exponent, and the small 3 is called the exponent. So the 3 is the exponent. To evaluate, we multiply 4 by itself 3 times because the exponent is 3. So we get 4 times 4 times 4, so it's the base, which is 4, times itself 3 times because the exponent is 3. And we know that 4 times 4, just this part here, is 16. So we can do 16 times 4. And 16 times 4 is 64. So 64 is your answer. And if you can do 4 times 4 times 4 in your head straight off the bat, you don't have to worry about doing it in 2 steps like I just did.